Good morning. How's it going?
I'm going good. How you go?
Good. It's Wednesday.
How you go?
I go in my car.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
You rode your bike not too long ago when it was like 65 degrees outside.
I'm going to do that again. It's just it's hard to get to right now with all the junk in the way
Yeah,
of it.
how's the pool coming along?
It's just sitting there. It's got dust on it. It's not doing anything. They're starting the plumbing issue tomorrow.
Oh, good.
Supposedly.
Good. And
Right.
You're going out to the street?
No, we haven't heard from them.
What?
Yes, I left a message and I have not heard.
Wow, Will.
Yeah, well, what are you going to do?
Will, what you got to do?
That's right. He was wrong. And like I told Marcia, it's like, doesn't matter. We're gonna, we'll just do the way it is. If it works out, it works out. Not a big deal. Or even if they came back and said, "Oh, go ahead and move it 5 feet up," right in the back, I'm okay with that. Or they'll figure it out. I'm not worried about it.
We're talking to him this week, right?
He's coming on this weekend. Yeah. Okay. But I pre-talked to him and already,
I know you
hit
did.
him up and everything, and he's like, "Oh yeah, that's easy." Yeah, well, help me out.
We won't call you back. But that's easy.
That's right. All right.
Good morning.
Let's get straight into the things. I want to talk about a couple of things.
Yeah, tell me.
Inflation is up. I don't know if you know that.
What?
Yes.
I thought we were spending our way out of it.
Yeah, we are. That's what our problem is. That's why the producer price index, which measures wholesale inflation, it actually fell 1% in August, which is in line with expectations. But year over year, PPP declined 9.8 to 8.7. So you think, what does the problem mean?
Yeah.
It actually went down.
Yeah.
However, the core rate, which takes out food, energy prices, and all the other stuff, actually went up. It went up they were 7.3. What? How could this be? What day are we
today? Did you pre-read this?
What day are we? The 14th,
Today's the 14th.
Yeah, well, I mean, the long story short,
birthday.
It actually went up, right? It went in higher. It was higher. So the core rate, which switched out, rose 0.4%, right? 4%, not 4%, but 0.4%, which was higher than expectations. Year over year, though, it's lower than what they expected. So they decreased from 7.6% to 7.3%. And you're like going, what does that really mean? The problem is it's not going the way they thought it was going. It's to decrease a lot more, right? The market before,
a lot more faster.
Yeah. Well, they were thinking on Wednesday when the numbers came out that they're going to show a decrease in inflation much greater, like a 1% kind of thing. And they didn't get that.
Ed,
what?
Can you spend your way out of inflation?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, is that what they did, though?
Yeah, well, that's one of our issues is you keep spending and you have to get rid of the money supply in order to slow this down. The problem is there's so much money out there chasing so few goods.
Mm-hmm.
And especially, with the supply chain issues and everything we still have, the meats and veg, all that kind of stuff is expensive,
right.
More expensive than before, where gas came down because people weren't driving as much. But the other stuff was still going higher and higher. And the other issue is the heat wave that we had is causing a major effect against all the farmers in the Midwest, here, everywhere, where they're losing crops or losing animals or losing other stuff. So it's causing other problems that we're going to have a smaller supply of everything.
That you can't government out.
No, I know we try not to be political, but the problem, if you look back prior to this administration, and I'm not just talking Trump and everything else, I'm just saying, they kind of figured it out what we needed to do. This administration wants us to go green more than anything else. They have their own agenda, don't understand it, but it's affecting the everyday person. It's not affecting wealthy people. It's affecting blue collar workers, everybody else. It's affecting drastically. And that's the problem. So no matter what they do, they're not helping.
Right.
So it's that,
let
worst
them
thing,
eat cake.
It's that worst thing that anybody can say to you. Hi, I'm from the government. I'm here to help. This is not current bullshit that I'm talking about. This is past. Everybody's talking about this. But the biggest issue right now is, in order for Powell to fix this, he needs to become Volcker. Volcker was the guy in 1981 who fought off inflation rate, and that was running 11.8%. So you mean only like 4% higher than we are right now?
Right.
That's the problem.
Right.
We're in that whole thing where before we were at 2%. How's that going to affect us? Until inflation's under control, interest rates are going to go up, and everything's going to cost more. People are going to have less money. There is more and more people using credit cards more than ever before.
Just trying to survive.
Yes, that is correct. And a lot of people need to do things, but they don't want to because they got a 2% interest rate. And that's the other thing I said before. 6-8 months ago, I said the big, or even last year, with everybody we put into low interest rates, it's going to cause the existing home sales to drop drastically if rates go up. And they did go up. And so everybody's like, do I really need a bigger house? Do I really need to do anything?
Do I want to move away from this interest rate?
Correct.
No, you don't. Usually. In fact, I'm dealing with some clients later today that are looking at an opportunity that would cause them to walk away from a very nice interest rate, but they're considering doing it because the opportunity on the other side is so great for a nicer location and a nicer home that, you know, they're thinking along the lines we're thinking is once this is corrected and interest rates go back down again, they just refi.
It will be corrected.
Of course it will be.
Eventually, you know, and it's as much as we don't want to make it political, it's political.
It is,
because spending is not going to fix us. And when you have a press secretary who has no understanding what inflation is and anything else, that's a problem, because your message is getting out there the way you want it to get out there.
Yeah. And when you keep making excuses for the current administration, just look at the facts and then do what's best for everybody.
Right. That's the difference.
Right.
It should be, when you put people in power to govern, they should do what's best for the people, not what's best for their pocket.
Exactly.
And unfortunately, they're not doing that.
Nope.
So we're talking about the rates and everything changed. Refinances are down year over year, 83%.
Well, yeah, they would be. Hey, honey, we got a 2.7. Let's refi into that 6.5.
It's not that high, but okay.
I know.
I mean, rates actually moved up this week, and that's just how it's going to work. And then we'll refinance, but don't stress over. Do what's important. I got people moving back from Nevada. Right. They moved there. Now they got an opportunity for a job here, better pay, better everything. They're going to move up in Tuolumne County and then, work all over, and they're doing it. They understand the rates are higher,
right?
But we'll refinance down the road. And I'm also helping a lot of people right now, short term. If you need money, let's talk about a HELOC or HELoan. HELOC is the adjustable, where you get a line of credit, you can draw on it and pay it down.
And the HELoan is the fixed.
Is a fixed rate. You pull out as much as you need right now. That's it. And you're done, and you make payments on it.
Yeah.
So I have some people buying a business. They came to me. I'm like, let's just do the HELoan for now. So you have a fixed rate and it's fixed.
Smart.
And they're like, well, what should we do the adjustable? I said, well, the difference with the adjustable is as you pay on it, it adjusts to the principal.
Right.
Meaning, so that your payment, as you pay on it, and if say you drop $5,000 on it, then it readjusts the payment to that $5,000 that you already did. You follow me?
Yeah.
So it's if you're consistent on making payments more and have more, then do the adjustable, because the increase in the short-term rates, Fed's going to raise another 0.75% to 1%. That just means that means it would, if you had a 5% on your HELOC, all of a sudden you're going to have a 6%.
Right.
But most of those are off the prime rate, and you're already in the high 4s already, plus the margin. So you're in the 7 to 8% to start, which sounds ridiculous, but on $100,000, it's it's a few $100. It's not as bad as like a credit card. If you have multiple credit cards and they add up to 100,000, that could be 18 to 24%. That's
right. And that's really a big chunk to pay every month.
Yeah. $25,000 is about $500 and some dollars a month.
And most people are making that minimum payment, which they're not whittling down anything.
No, that's that $500 I'm talking about.
Yeah, exactly. So
So
hey,
so
you asked me to bring in some stuff.
Yeah, let me finish.
Okay.
Let me make sure I got everything I want to talk about. Yeah, so that's basically everything I want to talk about.
Did you want to talk about
the White House is
Secretary
of the State
Press?
No, I already kind of said that. I just slid that in there. The biggest issue we're going to see that going forward is they're going to start putting barrels of oil back in the strategic reserves.
Huh?
So they're going to stop using the strategic reserves next month. They're going to have to start putting oil back in there. So guess what that's going to cause? It's going to cause rates on oil and gas to go up. Because we're competing against our government.
Right.
Man.
Wonderful.
Now you can go. So I want to know. So we talked about Wednesday's number day. We'll keep it that way. And so where are we with the market? What's going on? You want me to help you share that?
Yeah. Yes.
All
right. Look at that pretty graph. Pretty colors. I don't get to pick the colors, folks. Currently Modesto. Now Modesto in the multiple listing system also includes Ceres and parts of Del Rio. Well, actually, all of Del Rio. So,
is this Modesto or is this the Stanislaus? Because property residence district, you have all those different places: county, San Joaquin, Stanislaus.
Well, those San Joaquin and Stanislaus are default counties in my search.
Okay.
So these are active listings pending since July 31st, 2022. That would be this year.
Right. Before you keep going. So when it shows those numbers up there, those are numbers for like the 20, 100. Those are areas in Modesto.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
Yeah. Like 20101 is north of Briggsmore and west of McHenry over to the highway. Okay?
I'm only trying to explain if somebody's looking at this and we're
And
not
they're-
here.
yeah, realtors will understand it. Other people will not. But those are areas of
So
Modesto.
did you say realtors?
Realtors. I never say ever,
I'm
even
going to
in
have
my
them
sleep.
cut that out. And
Are you?
show you
Realtors. There might have hiccup in the middle. But the 20106, 20107, and 20108 are part of series. And I don't see 20108 there. Maybe they dropped that one. 20109, 20110.
There's
20108
right
over there. That's
Last
weird.
One. Yeah,
Wow.
last one.
Anyway, that is up north by Del Rio, that area over there. Current, active today.
Right. If you click on the screen, you can scroll it if you need to. Your other,
My other scroller.
Yeah, your other
Oh,
laptop.
this guy.
Yeah.
Jeez, there's two screens, which I work with. So you're looking at active listings, 449 listings, current listings. Now that's from zero price to the highest price possible.
And those are active.
Those are active. Those are not, they're not lumping pending in there. We have 228 pending, and the pending is anything that's in escrow since July 31st.
Okay.
So it just went back.
So all of August.
Basically all of August.
Okay.
Okay. And the same thing with closed. So you see 286 closed, 228 currently pending, 449 currently active as of this morning.
So this is everybody. So there's 286.
Where'd you get 286?
The number closed, right?
Yeah.
Divided by 3,100. So there is 9/10 of a house for every agent in the area.
Well, actually, we have 3,300.
I just did 31.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, 9/10 of a house. Now, if a couple of you get together, you might be able to sell one whole house.
No, you need 10. That's 9/10.
Yep, I understand. So then this further breaks it down.
Can we scroll back up? I want to go back up. So the 449 active listings, that's about 0.6%. It was 6 months, not even 1 month supply, but 0.6 of a month supply
of currently on the market in the Modesto area.
Right. But if you add 963 of so they normally do the 228 and the 449,
which would be 677.
Yeah, so that you're talking maybe 9/10 of a percent
of a month.
Yes,
almost a full month's worth of supply.
Yeah, so that's hardly anything.
Right, and so you're reading all this news. National news that's saying, listings are increasing tenfold. They're blowing up and prices are drastically falling down. I love those adjectives. They do sell paper and they do make you click on the news story, but it's not. You can see right here in Modesto, it's not very accurate.
No, and that's nationwide. And again, they're talking. So regionally, they've been saying that certain regions of the United States are going to have issues. Everybody else is going to still be good, but there's going to be certain places.
Mm-hmm.
One that's having an issue right now is like Austin, Texas, because of taxes and other stuff. Every place has issues because of things that people didn't realize. Right. And so you need to, don't worry. California, like we keep saying, is a different animal. When we don't build houses, it's very hard to lose value and drop. Now we might slow down in appreciation to 10% or 7%. God, I wish we would.
Yeah. Do you remember? I mean, those days made it a little bit more bearable for everybody. They can kind of catch up a little bit.
Right.
Their employment could catch up a little bit.
Well, and the average used to be about 4 to 5% a year is what it was over a 30-year period prior to what we just went through.
Yep.
So we need to get back to that. So the numbers that we're seeing and being able to purchase now is a good time to buy, like we keep saying. Go ahead. Is there anything else you want to add on?
No, this just breaks it down to the ridiculous. Okay. So the basic graph is this top graph that you want to see. We're basically speaking to the Modesto area, San Joaquin, Stanislaus, Merced, and this mirrors San Joaquin, and it mirrors Merced, it mirrors these other counties. Great time to buy because there's less competition due to interest rates.
Correct.
Great time to sell because there's very few properties on the market and prices are pretty darn stable. Should you listen to your realtor and start where the market tells you to start?
Right.
Start above it. You're going to, people are telling me, God, but I'm seeing so many price reductions. Well, It has want to do things: area, condition. Okay, 3 things, and you started too high.
Right. I'm gonna go. You done with this?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay. All right. So basically, long story short, it's a good time to buy. Yes, the payments might be a lot more. I saw somebody who put the difference between a 2.75 and current market on a house. It was a difference of like $500 to $600.
Right.
Yes, but you're not staying in this loan forever. We are going to hit a major recession, and the one thing you want to do is be in your house during that recession so that you can take advantage of the increase in value. What? Values go up in a recession? Yes, that is correct. Values go up. There's only been 2 recessions. 2 times they have not majorly went up, and that, or it's flat. And that was the Great Recession where they went down, and the Depression when they went way down. But that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
So right now, in a normal recession, if you look back in 2020 to 2022, we were in a recession. What? Yes, we were.
Mm-hmm.
And look how much house values went up during that recession.
Exactly.
And that's the thing, is it helps with rates go down because of where we're at. People start going, I need to buy property. I can afford more. Somebody cut up a piece of what I said the other day, which is we have 9 million people who no longer can afford a house, right? Because rates went up. When rates go down, another million's coming in.
Right.
Another 2 million's coming in.
Right.
Another 3 million's coming in as those rates start improving.
Yeah, it's not a stagnant number.
No, it's going to be. So you're going to wish you would listen to us if you didn't. I understand it's scary to take this opportunity right now. And, you might need to make some changes in your lifestyle just to afford this house right this now, and then eventually refinance and get to a lower payment. But you have to be okay with being able to handle that payment for a couple of years, just in case this recession takes longer to go.
Now, here's the difference with this recession as opposed to the last one where home prices dropped.
That was a great recession you're talking about.
Right.
Financial crisis.
Nobody had equity in their home.
No. There's so much equity.
Nobody had equity. People that had not purchased had some equity. People that purchased just before the bubble had equity. But most people were doing 110% financing.
Right.
There's nowhere to go.
Right.
So, of course, then what did we have? I remember we had 11 to 12 months worth of inventory on the market in, each month. Of course, prices are going to come down.
Right. And nobody was buying because the rates, it all fell apart because nobody was lending. All these mortgage companies went out of business. There was a mortgage clock, or I forget what it was, for all these, thermometers showing all these different mortgage companies going. Not that we're not going to have that happen now, because there's just not a lot of volume, right? When 83% of people, of refinances are down, well, that means there's only 17% of people refinancing. They're only doing it because they have to, or for some other reason. That doesn't leave. I mean, because think about it, you have we just saw 286 properties sold, right?
Right.
Let's say 50% of those, on average, 30% is cash, right? Let's just say 20% is cash. The other 80% are loans. That's not a lot of loans for all the mortgage people in this town.
They're true. And if you break down Central Valley Association Realtors, and we're currently at 3,300, a little over 3,300 Realtor members, that puts about 700 to 800 in the Modesto area. So that's twice as many Realtors as there are homes available.
Right. Yeah. Right.
So, and, again, people have equity in their homes this time.
Right. They don't have
to do anything. They don't have to move.
They can just sit there and wait. And that's what people are doing. But I'm saying, if you need to make that move, don't worry about it. There's ways. You could always assume the loan of the person you're buying the house from. Right. But the problem is you're going to have another 50% you're going to have to cover some way or another. Because a lot of people don't realize how much equity people have. In the last 3 years, we went up 66%.
Right.
66% value increase in Modesto.
Boom.
If you were 300,000, you're 500,000 now, value wise. That's 200 grand of equity you have that you can do a lot with. But I'm saying, you use it now to pay off your credit cards. Get a HE loan, so get a small payment, and then when it's time to refinance, we get rid of both of those, and you have one payment, and you get rid of it.
Right.
Make it easier for yourself. Stop living off your credit cards, because you're just hurting yourself for the future, because it's going to get to a point where, hey, I need to do this. Sorry, I can't. You missed a couple payments.
Yeah, because you shot your toes off.
Well, I had one. Somebody reached out to me to do one, and then I ran their stuff, and they had a late on a property they own. Can't have a late in the last 24 months. Oh, it was a mistake. No, it wasn't. You were late.
It may have been a mistake.
Yeah,
I mean,
but I'm just saying I can't do anything about it. Second mortgages are stricter than first mortgages. And
they
that's
definitely are, because they're in second.
All right, they get paid second. If
Yeah.
the house goes foreclosure, they're standing around. Can I have some money?
Yeah.
Can I have some money, please, out of this?
Yeah.
And if you go through a bankruptcy, which some people will, Chapter 13 will strip that second off of that property.
Right.
So do a 13 if all possible.
Don't give legal advice.
No, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Talk to your attorney if you're there, because I remember during the Great Recession, dude, the bankruptcy attorneys popped up everywhere. They were on every corner. They were like right next to every Starbucks.
Yep. Yep. Not everybody had a driver's license, but everybody was a bankruptcy attorney.
Yeah. Well, it worked. It helped a lot of people out. Now they're better off now. So do what you got to do. All right. So bottom line, we talked about rate. Inflation's going up. Don't worry about it. Eventually it'll start going down. House actual inventory is down. It's not up. Like you're hearing nationwide, it's up. Not with us, certain little pockets in certain places because of what happened in those areas, right? They built a lot of homes. We haven't built a lot of homes. We haven't built anything. We used to build 1,000 homes a year in Modesto. We only build 100 now.
Next Wednesday's Numbers Day, I'll bring in the other counties so we can look at those, and we can dissect it a little bit deeper onto, the pendings versus actives and the values that homes are selling for. This breaks it down. It's a little bit further on down, but most homes are selling for 100 to 102% of list.
Right. That means whatever they're listed for, they go for 1 to 2% above that.
1 to 2% above that. In the middle of this year, they were going about 10% above that. So what I'm saying is, if you're listening to your realtor and you list at the proper place, you're still going to get a little overbid. It's not going to be the big one that your next door neighbor got last week, or 6 months ago. Well, 6 months ago, it was still happening. But you're going to be okay. And just about, I think the lowest was from sale to list was 98% of list.
And for me in the past, that used to be average. You get 98% of what you listed it for, right? That's what it used to be. And then during the pandemic, you can't even count the pandemic. It was a totally different, unique situation where there's a limited amount of properties on the market the first year in 2020, right? Because COVID and how hard the restrictions was to sell. The fact that people were able to sell and move and buy during that period of time, and then you follow the next year later, there was 12% less than that year, and that year was a bad year, and then now there's less than that. Right. It's just I know everybody thought it was like a crazy amount of homes, but it wasn't. It's just a lot of volume of people buying and cash and this and moving and other stuff, but it was still not like the greatest time ever. Right. All right. Well,
what a great Wednesday.
Yeah. So we learned a lot today. Cut it up and we'll figure it out. And if you guys need any questions answered, just reach out to us. I'm Ed Parcaut everywhere. Mike Kelly's on here. You can get him through his Facebook page. You can get him on his phone number on the screen there. Just reach out. We can help you. Even if you're just asking questions, want to know if it's a time, we'll answer. If you're in contract with somebody else or have a question about something, feel free to reach out. Just don't tell me who they are. And I can tell you if it's
questions
true.
Are the best. We can help.
Yeah. It's about helping everybody in this in the area, agents, loan officers, whatever. And I'm going to throw this out there. If you're a loan officer working somewhere else and you want to make a move, let me know.
Nice ending.
No, it's we do a lot of video. We do a lot of stuff that people don't do. And there's a lot of stuff we do that other people don't do. And I want to help people grow. Right. I mean, I'm only going to be probably in this, who knows how much longer I'm going to be here. You know how it is. You never know.
Well, hell, I'm 102. I think I got 4 more years in me.
Actually, if I look back, I didn't plan on me being here past 40. So, because everybody in my family passed away during that period of time. Pretty much. Yeah.
You look pretty good for
30.
43.
All right. Stop picking on me.
Yeah.
All right. Again, this we'll talk about again on Friday. Saturday, we have Will Wong on from the city of Modesto. He is the director of utilities for them. He handles everything from like the sewer and the water lines in the ground. And it's going to be a good show about what they do and everything. So
yeah, you can see he has kind of a shitty job.
That was just bad.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I had to follow up with you.
Okay.
All right.
Make it a great day.
Bye, kids.